What is up guys, and welcome to your no-nonsense guide on how to play Cloak and Dagger. I'm going to take you over their individual abilities and ultimate and team up, and then go into how I would normally play them in a typical match. Starting us off with Dagger, her main left click is Life Force Dagger. Her damage does 15 damage per round, and her healing does 10 per hit, with her area of effect doing 18 per hit. As you can see, she can deal out some massive healing, but unfortunately her damage is brought down slightly, as it forces you to then have to play Cloak, which would be your main damage dealer. We then have the Veil of Life Force, which is like a healing wall, which gives you 45 healing to anyone that it hits, a 15% healing boost which lasts 4 seconds. This is ideal if you're getting into a team fight and being able to hit multiple people at once to give them all a healing boost, seeing as your basic left click heal also does an area of effect heal at the same time, as you can see here. Your right click is Dagger Storm, that launches a volley of daggers that creates a healing overtime field in an impact area. This gives you 55 healing per second and lasts 6 seconds in a 5 meter spherical radius. Again, this is ideal for team fights, as you're able to throw down the sphere, hit out with a wall, and then also then put in your normal healing to be able to get out a massive amount of healing in a certain amount of time. We then have both Cloak and Dagger's shifting abilities, Light and Shadow Embrace, which lets you switch between them and is an instant cast. We then have Cloak's Dark Force Cloak on his left click, which is an attack that can reach 20 meters and does 75 ticks of damage per second. We then have his E ability, Terror Cape, which gives a blind to anyone it hits, and also a vulnerability to amplify damage, and also does 55 damage on contact with a blinding duration of 1.5 seconds. Cloak's right click is Dark Teleportation, which is a persistent spell field which allows allies within the area to gain invisibility and movement boosts for 2 seconds within a 10 meter radius. This comes in handy against a lot of ults that have an instant or duration pop, which then you can then use your Dark Teleportation to be able to grab your teammates and get them out of the radius of the attack. Cloak and Dagger's ultimate is Eternal Bond on Q. Perform 3 rapid dashes, healing allies and damaging enemies along the path. It does 30 ticks of damage per second and 220 ticks of healing per second. As you can see, it does give out a massive amount of healing and a massive amount of damage within an area. This is ideal again for team fights. Cloak and Dagger are definitely team fight heroes, as you can then use them to be able to keep people alive and do damage at the same time for quite a long duration. We then have Cloak and Dagger's team up ability with Moon Knight, which allows them to get 15% healing boost. As mentioned through the guide, Cloak and Dagger are a very good team up healer. You need to make sure that you're playing alongside your team and not going out front or leaving yourself behind to be able to be taken out too much. You want to be switching between Cloak and Dagger regularly to be able to get the maximum effort out of your healing and also out of your damage. However, you will more than likely spend more time as Dagger than you will as Cloak. Typically, whenever I play them, I make sure that I'm going to be the main healer, getting out all the healing to the team, as her healing range is massive. And then if I'm with one of my teammates, whether it be a Vanguard or a Duelist or another strategist, pulling out Dagger or Cloak to do damage will pretty much be the last resort. Cloak can do quite a lot of damage, but personally I feel like staying as Dagger and getting out more healing, seeing as her healing is just massive on all of her abilities. I would say pull out Cloak when you get the chance, just to maybe finish off an enemy or finish off a combatant with someone else who is also helping you do damage. Making sure you also utilise their ult in the best opportunity you can as well. If your team is getting into a massive fight, or you're also having teammates get dropped far too quickly because of damage, make sure you utilise your Q to be able to help with the healing over the damage. The damage is good, but the fact that it's 220 ticks of health per second makes it that the healing is so much more vital to be able to keep your team alive than trying to do the extra bit of damage. It will help, however the healing will be more important. And that was my no-nonsense guide for playing Cloak and Dagger. What do you think? Is this the kind of healer that you'd enjoy playing, or are you more gravitated towards one of the other strategists? Let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know who you'd like me to do my next guide on. I've got a few in the works, but I would love to see the input from the community. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you drop it a like, and if you do want to see more Marvel Rivals content, please make sure you drop a subscription. Other than that, thank you very much for watching.